welcome back to the PI Show viewers. It's that time of the show where we've got the mailbag. Geez, Kathy, you've made this your own.
Good evening, viewers. Thanks, Tony. Good evening, Harry. How are you?
Good evening. We look forward to the mailbag every week.
I thought in support of Collingwood winning the AFL season, I thought I'd go for some
the black and white
colours.
Well, I look like Geelong.
No.
You got the
black and white.
I'm not even a Collingwood supporter. So.
Okay.
But we're back for another week. We've got some more interesting questions, so we'll just jump right into them, I think, tonight. Dear PI Show, my wife recently had an emergency operation on her abdomen for gallstones. Post-surgery, she noticed an uncomfortable lump from near the scar. Her doctor advised her that it was just a scar tissue. It continued to get larger, and our local GP sent her off for testing immediately, which showed she had a very rare tumour known to occur when you have abdomen surgery. It is now very large, and the initial surgery, which would have been small, is now not available. Our options are now radiation, then drugs, then chemo, and failing that surgery, which our specialist wants to avoid at all costs. The effect on my wife's health and our family has been drastic. I want to know where we stand and what legal rights we have. Regards from Craig in Epping. Now, Harry, this is a very, very detailed query, and obviously not a very good outcome for the client here, for the Craig's wife. But what would you say about this?
Look, it's a very tough set of circumstances for the wife to succeed, I think. Firstly, it's not clear really how long the lump took to get larger, so it might have been a matter of days or weeks or months, and it was a rare tumour, so that it might be reasonable for the initial doctor to say, look, it's just scar tissue, it's a very rare tumour, so the body of professional opinion might say that doctor didn't do anything wrong at all, but let's assume he did misdiagnose it. She's got to then prove a 5% physical impairment or a 10% psychological impairment to get anything for pain and suffering. And on these facts, that would be a tough call.
Harry, I think the toughest thing about this set of facts is that peer opinion
might say the doctor did a reasonable job. It's a very rare tumour, and the most doctors would not have picked it up at all.
That's right.
And finally, the High Court recently said that you can't sue for loss of chance, loss of opportunity for you to have an early operation which would have resolved the thing. So you can't sue for that because there's got to be a negligent act which causes damage. Now,
also life expectancy and things like that, Harry.
There might be, the misdiagnosis is a negligent act. What damage has it caused? I mean, it's caused the lump to get larger or an operation to be postponed, but she still has a remedy of an operation, and she could still have the operation and fix the problem.
Of course.
So, look, it's a tough set of facts. Perhaps you could go to the Health Services Commissioner, Tony.
Well, that's something we've got to discuss afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
But also, this is just based on minimal facts that are here. So obviously, Craig, we would suggest that you seek further legal advice on that and present all the circumstances of your wife's case.
I think maybe we should deal with the question of the Health Services Commissioner now.
Yeah,
well, we could do. We actually happen to have a query on this, and it's from Ronan in Mill Park, who has asked, I often read about the Health Services Commissioner in the media. I was wondering what it is exactly that they do. So, what is exactly the Health Services Commissioner's role?
Well, a Health Services Commissioner, I think, Harry, and Kathy's a group of people or a body set up to investigate complaints.
About health professionals.
Yes. And also what they can do is they can get a particular person seen by doctors to determine whether anything's gone wrong, and they can basically mediate
and conciliate
and try and see if the parties can reach some sort of agreement out of court. And failing that, I guess the matter goes to court.
Well, the legal rights are still open.
Yeah, the legal rights are still open.
Look, my experience with the Health Commissioner is that they do investigate matters. So if you write a complaint and you say, look, the doctor or health professionals or a hospital has done the wrong thing, they'll send that to the hospital, ask for an explanation in writing. and then maybe obtain some paperwork. As you say, they can arrange their own medicals. And then sometimes they can ask if the hospitals can have a face-to-face meeting. And sometimes people just want to get things off their chest. You know, they've been treated badly or shabbily by a doctor or a hospital. They want an apology, and that satisfies them.
Well, Harry, I think one of the best things that comes out of it is that at least you get a version of events in writing.
I agree.
And that's important to try and narrow the issues between the parties.
Yeah.
So would you say that it's an alternative dispute resolution or forum
It is.
for the health services?
Professionals and people who use their services. So
well, that's good to have, especially for patients that want, as you said, some kind of remedy or an apology at times, just to ensure that they've been.
But people just want to ventilate. You know, they've been treated badly in some shape or form. They just want to ventilate, in my experience, just some of the frustrations, things they've gone through which aren't right. But then they can have face-to-face meetings. There can be apologies and conciliations and some remedy.
Well, sadly, there's a lot of things that do go wrong when people have surgeries, but it doesn't mean that everything's negligent.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of things do go wrong when you're dealing with medicine.
Yeah.
But the sad thing about it is the majority are not in negligent circumstances.
And people want an explanation. And sometimes they want a meeting and just to say how they feel, and that might be enough. But in my experience, it fulfills a reasonable role, but it's not the role of a lawyer.
No.
And your legal rights are still open.
Yes.
Even though they make a finding about what's happened, that's not binding.
But a lot
on
of that
court.
information you cannot use, Harry. I understand it. It's on a without prejudice basis.
Some of it is, some of it isn't.
You know, there's a lot of information that comes out of those mediations and that cannot be used.
That's
So
probably
it's
right.
confidential, is that correct?
Yeah, it's
Tony?
confidential and, you know, it's used for a purpose and then you can't use it outside of that purpose.
That might be right in some circumstances, but
That's interesting.
but otherwise it does set out a lot of the issues and the facts in the case.
Well, Harry, have you, the Health Services Commissioner, have they sent people off to interstate doctors for opinion? Or
They have, yeah, in my experience they have.
Because I mean,
They-
in
yeah.
Victoria, for example, they all know each other and
Yeah, you can't get an independent opinion
Yeah,
in Victoria in some cases.
a lot of doctors don't want to comment about their mates.
Colleagues,
Yeah.
It's a closed shop, Tony, in
Yes,
some cases.
yes.
Well,
we're not
may
gonna be
I
able to
just
do it for
remind the
the-
viewers, but that's all we've actually got time for tonight with the mailbag. It was very short. Well, actually, time just went very quickly with detailed answers, so thank you. But could you please keep writing into www.pishow.com, as we love being here answering questions for you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for the PI show talking about personal injuries, which Tony and I have a great passion about.
Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, viewers.
Thank you.